Hey everyone, and welcome to this explainer. So, if you're feeling totally burned out by all the sterile, factory-made, just mass-produced stuff taking over our life, you are in the exact right place today. We're going to take a massive detour from all of that. We're stepping straight into the vibrant, historic, and frankly, just soulful streets of Karachi. We're going to explore how ancient, painstaking craftsmanship isn't just surviving, it's actually thriving right now. And it's all thanks to this wild intersection of traditional heritage and cutting-edge AI.
Okay, let's dive into this. The entire heartbeat of the platform we're exploring today, IbrahimTopPicks, is perfectly captured in this promise. Experience the art of Karachi. Har product 100% handmade hai aur direct Karachi ke artisans se aapke ghar tak pahunchta hai. Now, for our English speakers, that translates to something really powerful. Every single product is 100% handmade, and it travels direct from the artisans of Karachi right to your front door. No giant factories, just pure, real craft. And to really grasp why this platform is such a game changer, we're going to look at 4 culturally rich crafts that literally turn everyday consumer items into living, breathing historical artifacts.
All right, part 1. The Soul of Karachi, a journey into authentic craftsmanship.
The 1920s. Our very first craft is Pakistani truck art, and it comes from this incredibly vibrant transport culture that dates all the way back to the 1920s in Pakistan. Over there, trucks aren't just vehicles to get from point A to point B. They are these massive, moving canvases of mind-blowing folk art. It's a tradition that's been evolving for over 70 years. But, how do you actually bring a 70-year-old trucking tradition into your daily life? Obviously, you can't go park a massive painted truck in your living room, right? Well, this heritage is actually being beautifully preserved in a super modern, highly usable format.
Which brings us to part 2, art on your desk, bringing the streets of Karachi to your workspace. Let's talk about the 8-piece truck art desk set. You get a hand-painted pen holder, 6 coasters, and a decorative panel. Family artisans right there in Karachi use these vivid, popping floral and geometric folk patterns to hand-paint every single piece. And since it's totally done by hand, no 2 sets are alike. Every single one is a completely unique masterpiece. It takes a boring, everyday office desk and instantly transforms it into this crazy, colorful cultural showcase. You are literally putting the streets of Karachi on your workspace. But hey, we're not stopping at painted wood. We're going to transition into the mesmerizing and seriously time-intensive world of ancient South Asian textiles.
Moving right along to part 3, hand-stitched history and heritage.
So what we're talking about here is the ancient South Asian shisha embroidery technique, which you'll often hear called mirror work. Artisans literally hand-stitch these tiny, beautiful mirrors directly into the fabric itself. And culturally, these mirrors are actually believed to reflect negativity away from your home, which is just a wonderful thought. The IbrahimTopPicks bundle for this includes 5 cushion covers and a matching Ajrak runner. But get this is the staggering part. It requires 3 full days of intense, focused human labor just to finish one single cover. Just imagine how that kind of effort transforms a whole room when those tiny mirrors catch the light.
Now, what's really interesting about our third craft is just the sheer complexity of it. This is the UNESCO-recognized Sindhi Ajrak heritage scarf. And I want to be clear, this isn't just printed fabric. This is a profound symbol of Sindhi identity. The process starts with sourcing 100% breathable cotton. Then, they use completely natural indigo and madder dyes. After that comes a grueling 16-stage hand-block printing process. All in all, this elegant, deeply cultural scarf requires 7 or more days of labor per piece. So when you wear this, you are quite literally wearing a piece of history.
Our fourth craft brings us to the Sindhi Ralli patchwork quilt. Fun fact, the word Ralli actually comes from a traditional word meaning to mix. It's this absolutely gorgeous, geometric patchwork quilt that is deeply rooted in the folk art traditions of Sindh. And this isn't just a craft. It's a true labor of love that gets passed down across generations, directly from mother to daughter.
Over 100. That is the number of hours women artisans in Karachi spend hand-stitching just one single quilt. Over 100 hours of pure dedication, amazing skill, and love poured into one cozy piece of handmade home decor. I mean, it really puts the whole concept of fast fashion into a stark, almost embarrassing perspective, doesn't it? But it begs the question, how on earth do these ancient, wildly time-intensive traditions survive in our fast-paced digital world? Well, that brings us to the modern solution and how the platform IbrahimTopPicks actually pulls this off.
Part 4. Empowering artisans through AI.
And this brilliantly illustrates the core philosophy of the brand.
On one side, you have your standard, factory-made, mass-produced gifts. We all know them, they're often pretty soulless and completely disconnected from any real human touch. But on the exact opposite side, you have the IbrahimTopPicks mission, handmade, sustainable art where the actual artisans get fair pay. By actively cutting out the middlemen, they ensure that the creators, the actual families spending over 100 hours on a quilt or grinding through 16 stages for a scarf, are fairly compensated for their incredible sustainable art.
And the founder's story? Super fascinating. The platform was built by an AI cloud-native architect, but it is driven entirely by the soul of Karachi. It is this absolute perfect marriage of high-tech and deep, deep heritage. They're leveraging cutting-edge AI architecture and modern e-commerce strategies to connect global buyers directly with Karachi's finest family artisans. It's basically using the tools of the absolute future to protect the treasures of the past. Now, you might be sitting there thinking, okay, this sounds amazing, but buying authentic heritage pieces from halfway across the world, that sounds like a total logistical nightmare. Well, the great news is, it's absolutely not.
Which leads us to part 5, from Karachi to your home, effortless global gifting.
So the crucial point here is just how IbrahimTopPicks removes literally all the friction from international shopping. Just listen to these benefits. You get free worldwide DHL shipping. The duties are entirely prepaid, which means zero nasty surprises from customs when the box finally arrives at your door. They even offer 30-day returns. And every single item comes beautifully gift-boxed. They've made supporting these artisans so incredibly frictionless and completely risk-free. You literally just get to enjoy the heritage.
If you're ready to ditch the mass-produced stuff and start gifting some actual, meaningful heritage, here is exactly where you need to go. You can shop directly at IbrahimTopPicks.com/Etsy-physical, or just hit up their direct Etsy shop at etsy.com/shop/IbrahimTopPicks. Remember, every single purchase you make directly supports a family in Karachi and helps preserve centuries of incredible cultural history.
So I'm going to leave you with this one question. Which piece of centuries-old history are you going to bring into your modern home? Will it be that 1920s truck art for your desk? The 100-hour Ralli quilt? The UNESCO Ajrak scarf? Or maybe those light-catching shisha cushions? The choice is absolutely yours, but the impact of that choice? That's what helps keep the beautiful art of Karachi alive for generations to come. Thanks so much for hanging out with me for this explainer. I'll catch you next time.